Hello! It's time for another Q&A video, and this time I'm going to answer the two questions that I get asked the most. The first one is, what printer do I use? And the second one is, what paper do I recommend for printing the DigiKits? I have two printers that I use regularly. One is an inkjet and the other one is a color laser printer. So the first one, the inkjet, is an Epson Artisan 1430. And I do believe that it is still being made. I have had it for, I think, just about 5 years, give or take. The reason I love the Artisan 1430 so much is the color output. And it has such a great color output because it has 6 cartridges, as opposed to being a tricolor printer, which doesn't give you the images that you probably want for journals. It has 5 color cartridges and a black. I love that it's versatile because it is actually a wide format printer. Wide format means that you can print posters that are up to 13 inches wide. And if you want to print on the back side of your 12 by 12 scrapbook paper, you can also fit that into a wide format printer. Having so many cartridges in it might sound like it gets to be expensive, but in actuality, I find that the ink lasts longer because it is just designed to print beautifully and to print vivid images with that many cartridges instead of just a tricolor, which in my experience, has drained the cartridges so quickly when I'm trying to do color photos or my journals. So if you're actually shopping right now for a new printer, that's what I would suggest, is that you look for something that has more than just the 3 colors. The second printer that I use very regularly is my Canon Imageclass. Any of the Imageclass series is great. It is a color laser and it is a multi-function machine, so it's huge. But at the time when I purchased it years ago, I wanted something that could be a copier and a scanner and a printer at the same time. It's wireless, and so is the Artisan, by the way. Wireless works really well so that you can set your printers wherever you have the space for them, and then you can print remotely from your phone or your tablet or your computer. The fun thing that I like about using the color laser prints is that I can then coffee dye them if I want after they've been printed. Now let's talk about my favorite paper. There are some great papers out there. I do use the Epson matte presentation paper. I have used HP. Some of their paper is great as well. But I always come back to Red River paper, and I use different weights and textures. The thing with using matte photo paper is you might pay a little bit more than regular cardstock, but it just has a finish on it that is meant for printing color images. And so you're not using as much ink in your printer, I find, when you're using matte photo paper. Red River papers come in different weights, and there's also textured ones. So my favorite for hang tags and journaling cards is either paper canvas or river linen, and those two are in the 60-pound weight. And they have a really nice texture on them, so when you print journaling cards and tags, they look really good with that bit of a texture. They also look good for the cover images. And then for printing journal pages themselves, I like to use either the 32-pound or the 26-pound. And that's just not textured, but it's a matte photo paper. So just so you can see examples of how wonderfully vivid the images are when you use the photo paper and a good printer, these are printed on paper canvas 60-pound. And here's an image also on the 60-pound. This is the river linen. So it actually looks like a genuine vintage photo. Here's another one. That's also river linen, 60 pound. And these were just printed on the 26 pound paper. What you can do before committing to buying a few boxes of paper with Red River, I think they still have a sample box that you can order, and it includes 1 or 2 sheets of every variety of paper they have, which includes glossy photo papers and semi-glossy and the matte ones. So that would be a good way to start, and you could try it out on the printer you currently have, or you could try it on a new printer if you're shopping now, and you would actually see the difference between printing on just regular cardstock that you get in the craft stores and their paper. Now I'm just going to show you a couple of images that were done on the color laser, and I'm pretty sure that they are all very similar in color output. I haven't had a chance to compare, but I really like the one that I have. I use whatever brand of copy paper that is on sale at the time, and I prefer the 24 or 28 pound. And the images are always really bright and crisp. So at the end of this video, I will include one of my older videos where I did a comparison printout of an image on cardstock and on the Red River paper canvas paper, just so you can have a comparison on screen as to what I mean by the difference in the output. So those are my printers, and those are the papers that I like to use. I hope I answered your questions, and I will see you next time. Bye!